Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula Bore Formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people.
If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
Calgie, welcome to The Real Raw, everyone. Our first participant of today. She's coming from sunny San Diego. Sean, she's coined a phrase, generational wealth, not ignorational debt. Gian, if I messed that up, of course, I hope you can rephrase that for us. She runs her own financial firm. She's a rock star in finance, ready to change and bring value to her community. Welcome to The Real Raw, Gian. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Gina. I appreciate it. And thank you so much, Sean. I'm super excited to be here today with everybody and all the guests. So it is my pleasure, and I'm excited to be here and bring some good value.
Gian, coming from San Diego, how far are you from like the Hotel Del?
Hotel Del, probably, well, everything's about 20 minutes away from everything. So about 20, 25 minutes.
Amazing. And what's your relationship, Gian, with the ocean in sunny San Diego?
With the ocean, I actually have always been drawn to the water. So I was born in Arizona and I grew up in Nebraska. So very, very, very different atmosphere, but I've always loved the water and I always loved the sun and the palm trees. So I just had to pack up. I heard West Side was the best side. So.
And what part of Arizona did you grow up in?
Actually, I was born in Mesa, and then I actually don't remember any of that. I was a child when I moved, and I grew up in Nebraska. So a lot of, as everyone says, corn and cows.
Wow, corn, cows, oceans, all of it. Beautiful surfing, unbelievable ocean where you're from. Thank you for being here. What's your fun fact today?
So I'm super excited about this. A fun fact, and I love this. This actually, I forgot that they said, go ahead and have a fun fact. I had several. So a fun fact, I would say that most individuals are not on track to retire. Why is that a fun fact to me? Because I can do something about it. I want to say most people have this concept of getting a coach after they've already been to the professional leagues. You can't do that. You have to get a coach before. So I'm super excited to come from a coaching perspective to help individuals understand and know their money. So they say a wise man plans for his children's children. What I really want to do, as Miss Gina said, is not bring ignorational debt. I want to make sure, me and my fiance, we bring generational wealth to our community and everyone, because we all deserve to have the financial education that we all need.
As Willy Wonka said to Veruca Salt, well done, Jan. That was fantastic. We hear 3,000 plus fine folks have come on and said hi, and you are very, very impressive. Wonderful work.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here with you guys.
Awesome. All right, Gina, an amazing start. Who else we have today?
Yes. Mr. Tom Hellman from New Hampshire, like engineering rock star of 20 years, holds multiple patents, specializing in blockchain performance and launching the first high performance blockchain payment network. Welcome to the Real Raw, Tom.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to connect with everyone. Appreciate you, Sean. We met a few weeks ago at Chris Crone's event, and I'm just psyched to reconnect and, ready to enjoy the process here.
Well, fired up, Tom. Really appreciate you as well. What the heck is blockchain?
What is
People that may not
blockchain?
have
Oh,
any idea.
it's a really overloaded term. At the foundation, it's really just a data structure. But what everybody, thinks about is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And what I'm doing is taking that and applying it to enterprise use cases and making it work for business. We've cracked some of the technology challenges there and are differentiating ourselves in that space.
That's awesome. What is your fun fact, Tom?
My fun fact, it was a hard act to follow there with Dion. She had a great one, but mine's a little bit more mundane. So I, as an adult, started studying martial arts and was able to get my black belt starting from the beginner level to, achieving that black belt in about 5 years. That was about 10 years ago when I started. So, a little bit of a fun fact, but yeah.
Super fun fact. And what martial art?
This was Kempo karate.
Nice. Well, appreciate you being here, Tom. Welcome to the party.
Thank you.
Sean, doesn't blockchain sound like, it feels like a toy? Every time I hear that word, I think of like Rubik's Cube or some toy from the 80s. I'm just saying.
Yes, I'd never thought of it that way, Gina, but I'll contemplate. I'm just kidding.
I think it's
I'm kidding. That sounds like that. So let's go with some judges.
I know. Let's go. We've got Joe Layton from St. George, Utah, married 15 years to the love of his life, 3 kids, Sentinel Creative Group owner, die-hard Dallas Cowboy fan. Welcome, Joe, to the Real Raw.
Hey, thank you, Gina. It's nice to meet you, Sean, for the first time. Excited to be here.
Well, Joe, excited to have you here. Bella Verita is not here with us today. Her mom, and she would say, these are her words, not mine. Her mom, I'm not even going to say them because they're uncomfortable for me. Her mom has a Dallas Cowboys tattoo in a very unique place. So I'll just leave it at that. So, and what is your fun fact, Tom?
Well, let's see. Let's be a little vulnerable here. I'm probably the only person in the world that's ever been on the Sun Stadium in my underwear.
Nice. What were you doing in Sun Stadium in your underwear?
Semifinals, high school semifinals, ran out, got excited, was going to play on the Suns floor. Took my tearaways off, and I forgot to put my basketball shorts on. So,
that is amazing. That is amazing. In the high school state playoffs?
Yeah, high school state playoffs. So.
Oh my God. What did your teammates and coach say?
What was that? Sorry.
What did your teammates and coach say?
My coach goes, "You were really excited." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Go put your shorts on." I'm like, "All right, coach." So I ran out, ran back, missed the tip off, but played the rest of the game. So
that is absolutely extraordinary. Well, welcome to the party. Do you have your pants on today?
Man, why you gotta ask that question? Yes, of course. Yes, I do. Yes.
All right. So Gina, let's roll on.
All right. Mr. Todd Culkin, partner and chief operating officer of the Warren Law Group, strives to be Juris Doctor How instead of Juris Doctor No. Did I get that right, Todd Culkin? Welcome to the Real Raw.
Thank you, Gina. Yes, you got it exactly right. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you, Sean. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be here and participate. I'm really looking forward to it.
And Todd, looking forward to it as well. Can I share a fun fact? And I'm not sure if we're going to make it all the way through this way, but I'm blind, right? And that's not a fun fact. But everybody so far, I believe, Gina, has had a single syllable name that never happens and makes my life infinitely easier. So yes, this is a fun and exciting day with single syllables flying about. So Todd, thank you for your single syllableness.
Always happy to
Sean, except for, the men all have one syllable, but we have me and you got Gian. So like that's
I had
two
to be
syllables.
special.
And like, and they're spelled like with the same letters, actually. She is Gian.
Yeah. Well,
So
Gion's close enough to single syllable. It's like 4 letters.
Okay.
So
We made it easy. It's just like Gina, just backwards.
So, and yes, and let's go with this, Todd. What is your fun fact?
Actually, speaking of backwards, and this, believe it or not, is something I told my now wife on our first date, my organs are all reversed. I have what's called situs inversus totalis, which means every organ in my body that is supposed to be on one side, like your heart over your left, cocked to your left, is on the other side.
No way. So you're like Bizarro Superman or something.
Actually, kind of, yeah, because I had to get a pacemaker as a result of all that. So now I'm kind of a cyborg as well. So,
Truly amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that very interesting fun fact, Todd. And what type of, what do you practice?
So I handle corporate law, securities, international business, and also about a third of my practice is representing nonprofit organizations, charities, churches, etc.
Nice. Well, I really appreciate being here today, Todd.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
All right, Gina.
Next up, Mr. Joe Simon, also from New York, which Todd I think is also from New York, owner of multiple 7-figure health and wellness practice for almost 20 years, avid investor, releasing a 3D movement imaging software, which is going to be a game changer for athletes all over the world. So welcome Joe Simon to The Real Raw.
Welcome,
Sean. Thank you, Sean. Great seeing you again. I saw you at the Unblinded conference. I believe that was in January of 2019 or 2020. I'm sorry.
January, right before COVID. Yes.
Right before COVID. Yeah, I was. It was at the. It was in Jersey. It was in New Jersey. I remember that. I had my entire team there. It was completely game changing for them. They got a lot out of it. I am, I'm in the Tony Robbins world, so I was kind of used to it. They weren't used to it, so I had to kind of a lot of hand holding, a lot of hand holding with them so they can understand it. But what they got out of it was life changing. It was great. I had to thank you for that. It was very helpful.
Thank you. And Joe, where are your practices?
Between New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Cool. And what type of healthcare?
Health and wellness, physical therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture is what the practices all do. We lean more towards the high school and college level athlete. That's our bread and butter, I would say. And it's funny, we met so many attorneys at your conference, and everyone asked if we did workers' comp and personal injury. And we said, no, we don't do that, guys. Sorry. But it was a great, it was great networking. But they all asked the same question, like, why don't you do it? And we said, the paperwork. And they all shook their head like, oh, it makes sense. So it was comical, but it was great. Well,
appreciate you, and Joe. Thank you. What's your fun fact, though, Joe?
What's that? The fun fact?
Yeah.
Fun fact. I'm going to go with ukulele, because I've been trying to get my daughter to pick up a musical instrument for the last 2 years. So I said I would do it with her. I actually have more interest in it than she does. But we're strumming along. We're at about 6 months now, and it's actually gotten easier. I got to say that in the beginning I couldn't even hold a tune, but it's getting better. So she's getting there too.
Well, Joe, that's awesome. And what would be a ukulele, like name of a ukulele song or tune? Do you know one or no?
To be honest with you, you only have to know 4 chords, and you can play about 20 songs. So you can pick the most basic nursery songs to, something a little more complex, like something I don't even know what we're learning right now, but it's.
Can you play Born to Run? Born to Run on ukulele? That's what I'm wondering.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Well, Gina keeps bringing up Bruce Springsteen because he chases her around the beach in Jersey, but it's a story for a different day, Joe. So thank you. And if you feel like busting out some ukulele-ness at any point during our party, please feel free to.
Will do.
Right. So Gina, are you ready?
I'm ready. We have one more judge.
Oh my goodness, this is the day of Judge Riches. This is incredible, please.
Yes. Also from New York, from Brooklyn, Mr. Jeffrey Saltiel. Did I say that right, Jeff?
I don't know. If you say it, Jeffrey, it's 2 syllables. It might break with the format.
Let's go, Jeff. Jeff Centil.
Jeffrey, do you go by Jeff or Jeffrey?
I go by Jeff. Is fine. You know, Jeffrey's the official, but I'll comply today. All one syllable. It's good for me.
Yes, well, Jeff is an influential litigator and investor, he's a landlord, tenant, multifaceted cases in all of real estate litigation. So he's here with us today. Welcome, Jeff, to The Real Raw.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for being here, man. And what is your fun fact, Jeff?
My fun fact, I think, would say a couple of years ago, got a great Father's Day present from my family. They sent me off to a long weekend at what's called Barbecue University. And you would think it's like you spend a whole weekend barbecuing and learning. Most fantastic gift I think I've ever got. It was just truly a pleasure to go and cook on 20 different grills, different foods and everything. And now I enjoy cooking for everybody.
That is absolutely extraordinary. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And my fun fact, since you're an attorney from New York, is in the next few weeks, I think we're suing New York City for $140 million. So that is my fun fact for today.
Feel free to call me because I think a lot of people are doing that these days. It's a common thing.
That you'd be super interested to hear the story. It's completely crazy. So, and not a personal injury case. It's actually a key tam relator case that has been settled and all kinds of craziness. So thank you for being here today. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Gina, you're extraordinary. And let's introduce Gina. Gina is an author, coach. She launches us on The Real Raw every day. We love her. She is the Real Raw coordinator, in fact. And she's just a genius and a special-hearted human being in every conceivable way. She's run around the space of personal development for a real long time. And she is finding her acceleration here at Unblinded. And she is serving this mission extraordinarily. So Gina Ricci, what's up? Besides the fact that rock stars try to kiss you on the beach.
Thank you, Sean Callaghan. What is up is that the man himself, Tony Robbins, said that no one leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan. If you're not following what he's up to, you ought to be. And I had the honor and privilege of coming to the event in January that you were at, Joe, and I felt that in my soul. And then when I heard Tony said that in a crowd of 200 people, 200 plats at one of his events, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I was in the right place, because I love people. I love life. I want to live free. I want to help others and support others in living free. I love that you created this fun shared experience where heart-centered, integrous influence is unpacked, is up-leveled, and it's the gateway to scale and grow our money, time, and magic, Sean. And I'm just happy to be here. Thank you. This is going to be fun. I get the privilege of, filling a big seat today. How am I going to do that?
We do miss the six-figure sales sorceress today, but you are extraordinary, of course. And what is your fun fact?
Well, if we want to tell a little bit about the story about the rock star, I do go to a beach where Mr. Bruce Springsteen happens to go all summer. And you were talking about ribs. I was thinking about one day we had a barbecue at the beach club, and he had a giant pile of ribs. And my mom called him over and said, "Hey, you want some mozzarella and tomatoes?" Like, we had our whole Italian layout on the beach. He sat down with us. He had some mozzarella and tomatoes. He had his big plate of ribs. And I might have hugged him and kissed him a couple times. So that's the part of the Bruce Springsteen story plus more.
We have a lot of fun. I love Bruce. Gina loves Bruce. We have a lot of fun joking about that. So Bruce is an absolute incredible person and leader of influence, of heart, of all the things. So love him. Love you, Gina. And let's do this thing. Who's going first?
All right. Let's go with Jeanne. Ladies first.
Oh, I like it.
What do you say?
I'm excited. Let's go. I like just being first. So
is it Jeanne or Jeanne?
It's Jeanne, like, oh, Jeanne, you left the stove on.
Oh my goodness. You are such a phenomenal communicator. Very
thank you.
Yeah, seriously. This is what we do.
That's what I've been focusing on. So thank you. I appreciate that. It's a great compliment.
Seriously. Great job. So who would you like Gina to be? The game is going from hello to yes, because everything starts after yes. In our marketing, our selling, our leadership, our recruiting, our managing, our scaling, our contributions, our raising money, everything that we do begins after yes. But not boiler room meets Wolf of Wall Street. No. Heart-centered, integrous yes. Integrity meaning we're going to add more value than we take. We're going to add more value than we receive. We're going to add more value that's not like hidden and mysterious, not across the table, same side of the table. So who would you like Gina to be that you're seeking, Jeanne? A relevant yes from the world. Could be an ideal client or anything else you like. What do you say?
Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, so this is the first time I've done a type of role playing. I'm excited for this. And let's go ahead and say, Gina, you are a good old family friend, and you're looking to understand a little bit more about how you can grow and enhance your financial situation.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, so family friend looking to enhance your financial situation. Gina, how about she's coming off of a divorce and is going to get about $1 million, and it's like not enough to carry all the way to like the end of life, but it's a meaningful start. Does that sound like a good scenario, Gian?
Sounds great.
That sounds great.
Yeah, Gina, take us in.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello. Hi, this is Jan Saunders. How may I help you?
Oh, hi, Gian. I am Gina Ritchie. I heard that you might be able to help me.
Gina.
Yes.
Oh, I know that's you. Hello, Gina. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm so fantastic, Gina, and I'm super excited to hear from you. It's been a couple months. I'm really glad to hear from you. How's everything going?
It's been a little crazy with the divorce. It was really, high conflict and just, a lot of fighting about money and whatnot. But so now I'm ready to just figure out where I'm going with it and how I'm going to get to where I want to be in life with, what I have right now and excel, right? And grow more money for myself and my kids.
Gina, and you know what? After going through my divorce, I completely understand and know what you have been through and what you're going through. And you know what? I want to say that we can grow through it together, especially when it comes to finances. As I know you know that I'm really great at what I do, and I want to make sure, especially my friends and family, are taken care of. So, Gina, what I would love to do, I want to get more information from you. I know that you and I can definitely sit down. I absolutely do 100% of what I do. Consultations are free. I would never charge you for anything that I do. When everything's said and done, when I can find you the perfect situation and scenario for you, because I'm sure you're probably trying to protect and grow your income. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure we sit down. I'm going to gather as much information as I can from you. And then I'm going to figure out what's the best product for you after we figure out what works for you, your pockets, of course, your lifestyle, where you're going to be moving, where you're going to be living. We'll actually set up a plan. Okay. And I know last time we talked, the financial situation for retirement was at maybe like about a 4. Let's get that number 4 to like an 8, 9, or 10. Okay. Does that sound fair?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome, Gina. Okay, so I'm going to call you. Actually, let's schedule a time now. I have my calendar in front of me. Would you like to do Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of this week?
Let's do Wednesday. Let's do Wednesday. Yeah. And have you worked with people like me before who've been like through this high conflict divorce and, have a little bit to play with, but I really, really want to, maybe get into like, I don't know, cryptocurrency or something that will help excel fast. Can we talk about that too?
Yeah, let's talk about
Gina,
that.
I'm sorry, Jan, to interrupt. Okay. Gina, it's your cousin Vinny who's on the phone. He said that he thinks you should put the full $1 million into this new cryptocurrency that just came out and needs to talk to you. So I don't know what he's talking about, but you want to take the call?
I'll take the call. Sounds good. Sounds like I got to talk to my cousin Vinny, Gianna. I'll get back to you in a few minutes.
Okay, so that's perfect. Gina, give me a call as soon as you're done speaking with your cousin, okay? I would like to go over all your options, all right?
All right. Gian, awesome job. Gian, in round 2, we'll be dealing with the aftermath of Gina's cousin Vinny and whatever insanity he's trying to put her into in this scheme that he is cooking up. So Gian, excellent job.
Thank you so much.
All right. Tom, how are you?
I'm great. I'm ready to go.
All right. Who would you like Gina to be?
So I'm thinking Gina could be someone I'm approaching with a deal. Maybe it's a real estate deal, commercial, potentially. And, I'm looking for partners in the deal. So, I think that's maybe how we can go with this.
So, Tom,
am I an investor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Potentially as an investor. Yeah. Someone, maybe you're someone I know that, that I'm kind of friendly with, maybe, not necessarily family, but someone I've got a relationship already.
Yeah. So Gina just hung up with cousin Vinny, and in between, before talking to Gian, there's Tom. The $1 million is burning a hole in her pocket. Gina, take us in.
Here we go. All right. Hi, Tom. Hi, is this Tom?
Hey, Gina. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks. How are you?
Great. It's good to talk to you again. It's been a little while.
Yes.
So
how's everybody?
Yeah, so I just wanted to connect. I've got a potential investment opportunity for you. I know maybe we haven't worked together in this way before, but I'm kind of working with a group of investors to invest into different projects. This one happens to be a commercial project. Just throwing it out there and just asking you maybe if you're kind of thinking about doing something in that space, and if you are, great, we can make a connection. Otherwise, no pressure. We can just get together and talk about other things. But it's great to reconnect either way.
No, so I'm curious, what made you pick me to reach out to about this?
Well, you know what,
my divorce and
well, I think this is an exciting opportunity, and it looks like a really great deal. And I wanted to bring in potentially people that I know that are looking to put some money into something and potentially grow it. Obviously, the potential here I think is pretty high ROI. So I knew that you might be looking to invest some money. So here we are. That's it.
Okay. And would you say, is this in a place that is is in a specific area that you're looking for me to invest with you, especially with post-COVID and people moving from all over the place?
Yeah, really. I mean, what this is about, I mean, the project is actually in Florida. And as you know, there's a lot of people moving there, for various reasons. And it's a growing area. And we think that the growth opportunity, in this building and the potential here, it's a great deal. With all that economic activity going on, and the growth that there could be some good potential there.
And you've had some success there?
Yeah. So, I am, full disclosure, I'm kind of new to this game. I'm new to the space, but I'm working with a group of investors that have a lot of experience. My team has done over $1 billion of real estate. And I'm working with them, and we're kind of doing this as a group, and we were looking for others who might be interested. So, the details, I can get you those details, and we can talk more. But the track record, I can also get you that information. Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me, Gina. Jeanne is on the line, and she's like, whoa. Talk to me before you're doing any of this stuff. Let's hold on. So, Tom, Gina's got all these calls coming in. She's going to be right back to you, brother.
Absolutely.
All right. Excellent job. How'd that feel for you, Tom?
It felt good. It felt, at first time role playing, just full disclosure. It was interesting. It's kind of just putting yourself in that mindset and, seeing where the conversation goes, thinking on your feet. Yeah.
Excellent job. Well, appreciate you. Let's take it to the judges. Judges, we're going to give some feedback for two of you, for one of our fine participants to the other. Let's keep the Joes together. Let's go healthcare, Joe. What do you have to share with Jeanne? 15 seconds what worked, 15 seconds what could be optimized. Gina will be keeping time, hard 30 seconds, and a score on a scale of 1 to 10 when you're concluded. Please, let's go, Joe.
Okay, what worked? I gotta say, Gian, you had a very easygoing personality. You are ultimately very likable right off the fact, right? Right off the bat, you're very likable. The voice, as soon as you came off and said, "Hey, I know you," that was great. What I think was the downside to everything you're doing, it was overload. It was almost like verbal vomit. It was too much at once for someone to absorb. And not sure how much Gina absorbed in the process with you explaining stuff to her. You did go back and did say we will find time to discuss this, but that was the one part that I took away, and of the good and bads with that.
Thank you.
And your score is?
She did
for Gian.
For Gian, I think it was definitely a 9 out of 10.
Nice, excellent job. And our other amazing Joe, what do you have, please, for Gian?
Hey, sorry, I'm a note taker, so I wrote a bunch of notes down while you were talking. I loved how you started out and you related to her. Like the first thing you said was you kind of came back with a statement of relation, and I like that. But then you went right into your elevator pitch, and you forgot to ask her if she was interested in anything. That was the one thing that kind of started out. But honestly, to tell you the truth, just like the other Joe said, you have a great personality. That's your biggest tool. You're awesome to talk to, great communication skills. I felt that you didn't ask enough questions to figure out what her wants were. You know what I mean? It was more information overload kind of thing.
And your score is?
My score was a 9 out of 10. I think she did great. She was
nice
easy to talk to. So.
Yeah,
thank you
job.
both. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Great work. Let's shift Gina to the non-Joes. So, Jeff, what did you have, please, for Tom?
For Tom?
Yes.
Okay, so, didn't have like a committal type of message at any point. A little wishy-washy, didn't have a focus, get to what should we do? What should we say? What I want, a position that you want to convey to someone. I think that's maybe the most pointed thing that noticed for me. It wasn't going to a focus, like like you had command of the subject matter, come into my web, this is what I'm going to guide you down the path, and then proposing, options, answering questions, etc.
Nice. And your score is?
And your score is?
8 out of 10.
Yeah, excellent job, my friend. And let's go, Todd. What did you have for Tom?
Okay, so Tom, I actually often represent the investor in these types of situations. So I can tell you some things that really worked well for you. You saying full disclosure and being upfront and honest about everything was really good, even if it was slightly to your detriment. You said, look, I'm new to this space. However, I'm partnered with somebody who really knows about it, which is really, really great. It shows that you can build up a team around you that, that can do what needs to be done. Now, a couple of things that you can improve on. So you start out by calling it an investment opportunity. That will activate lizard brain in the mind. It puts them on the defensive. So instead say, hi, I know we know each other through work, blah, blah, blah. I'm working on this project that I think you might be interested in participating in. Because at the end of the day.
And your score, Todd?
8 out of 10.
Hey, Todd, I love the activation of the lizard brain reference, like survival or flight dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
And that's dead on, and great feedback, brother. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Gina, you ready for round 2?
I'm ready.
All right.
Can't wait to see what I'm going to do with my millions.
Yes.
Million.
Gina is back with her million. Don't put that S on there yet, Gina. That's to come for sure. And we're going to spin it and reverse it. And this time, Tom is going to pick up right where he left off. There's a battle for the million. Like, what's going on? Take us in, Gina.
All right, let's go. Hey, Tom, it's Gina again.
Hey, Gina. Great to talk to you again. How have you been since we last talked?
Doing great, thanks.
Good. So, I guess, so, what else do you want to know about the project? I think last time we just kind of talked superficially about, there's a potential project I'm involved in. Maybe you want to be involved. What are you thinking right now?
Well, what I'm thinking is, you caught me at a time where I just recently got divorced. I have some money to that I definitely want to invest. I've been speaking to a money doctor, right? Like literally before you called me. So now I'm kind of like, wow, maybe I should think about investing in properties. It was kind of, not something that was touchable for me in my divorce. It wasn't something we talked about. So, but I'm definitely intrigued, and I know Florida is the place to buy right now. So, yeah. So what else can you tell me?
Great. So I think next steps for us are to, potentially get you connected with my business partners who, who have vetted this deal and who are, really directly involved in all the nitty gritty, because I can answer some of the questions, but I think if we can get on a call with them, they'll be able to really get you down deep so you can understand everything about what we're doing, so that you can go in with all the information you need.
So wait, and are you new to this? Is that what you were saying before? You're new to this?
Yeah.
You're working with these partners, and like, what's it been doing for you?
Yeah, honestly, I'm an investor myself, and I'm getting in on this project. I'm really excited about it. And that's what, that's kind of why we're talking, because I kind of thought about you. I thought maybe you'd be interested, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. So that's why I'm excited to share it. So there's, I think really, like, if we can get together, bring you into the partnership, you can at least find out about what we're doing, and obviously, again, no pressure. There's, I think there's an opportunity, but I think you need to know a lot about it before you decide to commit. So that's there, plenty of more discussions to come.
Well, especially like, what was it? So what's the first step and what does it take? Like, what's the cost? Let's get
Yeah.
down
So,
to the nitty-gritty.
there's a few of us involved here. So, right, I think, the way we might structure the investment is you can come in at whatever level you're comfortable with. And, there would be a legal document we come together on and form sort of a business around it, just to, for the investment part of things. But that's something that's a little bit flexible, but obviously I think there's going to be maybe a minimum to get in. I'm not sure what you're looking to do, but generally, we're there's a few of us, but it's a large project, so there's a lot of room for flexibility.
Hey, Gina, you got me back on the line, and Gian is like, get me on the phone. So we have to pause for a second here. All right, brother?
All right.
All right, Tom, I'll get back to you. Thanks.
All right. Thanks.
Gina, please pick up this line with Gian.
All righty, let's go. Hey, Gian, are you still there?
Hey, I am. No worries. How are you doing again?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Yeah. So interestingly enough, I just had somebody who was wanting to invest in some real estate, and yeah, I want to hear more about what your thoughts are, what some of your proposals and ideas are on how, to manage my money and help it grow.
Awesome. And the best thing about it, and this is what I love, Gina, what I'm going to do is sit down with you. We're going to go over everything that you have, what your goals are, what your dreams are. And I think what I'm hearing from you, you want to make sure that you have growth and guarantees. I know I can actually absolutely offer you that. And I'm so glad we have multiple companies to offer to you. So I'll figure out the best thing for you if that's what you're looking for. So what I'd like to do, and it's completely up to you, what I'd like to do is sit down with you and let's go over everything. What are you looking for? What do you want to do with that income? Do you want growth? Do you want protection? And then we can always go from there. So it's up to you.
Do I want growth or protection? I want growth and protection.
We can do both. So, and also I have a lot of products and services under my belt, Gina. So it's really depending on what you want, right? So if you want growth, if you want protection, if you want both, if you want investments, we have all of that. So that's really awesome. So it really depends on what you need, what you want, and how much you are looking to participate with.
All right. Well, my cousin Vinny called me and sort of swayed me off of some, getting me into a different area to think about. So, but I want to ask you, I started to ask you before he called about the crypto space and all of that. And, I don't know. I'm kind of, do you dabble in that as well? I'm new to all of it. So I completely all the money. So
I completely understand. And Gina, a lot of the families I work with, it's almost like when we step into the financial industry or the financial field, it's like we're going up against the LeBrons, right? We're brand new to this industry, especially when we first come in. What I can offer you though is growth and protection and guarantees. And I think right now, especially with everything going on with you, and again, I'm assuming, but everything going on, I think you definitely want to multiply your income and make sure you're not losing any money on the market. But again, if you want to take some risk, that's 100% up to you. I would like to help put you in places where you have guarantees, so you're not taking and using so much with risks.
Okay. Well, I'm intrigued, and yeah, definitely.
You gotta take this comment. Your cousin Vinny is like, listen to Jan. All she wants to do is like take you down a wrong road. He said he guarantees your million turns into 100 million in 2 years. So we have to pause.
2 years, Gian. I have an offer I have to listen more about. I will get back to you. 200 million in 2 years. That sounds good.
And Gian, of course, is doing an outstanding job. We're just having some fun. And that is the crazy world we're living in. Gian, protection, growth, conservatism, reasonableness, acumen is present in your work. So it's awesome.
Thank you so much. And just to kind of give a little bit of knowledge of what I do, I mainly work with indexed accounts. So our whole thing is, if you want to take risks, that's up to you. But we work with index growth and tax advantage accounts.
Yeah, that's awesome, Jan, for sure. And I am definitely not advocating that people are jumping in and getting those kind of returns. I had the unique privilege of being the first person to report Scott Rothstein, the largest Ponzi schemer in the history of South Florida, the FBI, after he took $1 billion off of people. So I have some unique experiences in the space of investment opportunity of all sorts, all kinds of craziness. So Gian, love the work you do to protect people.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you. Gian, you want to have some more fun?
Absolutely. Fun is my middle name.
All right. So we're going to Gian and fun.
Fun and finance.
Yes, fun and finance. Gian, fun, finance, Jedi warrior. So Jeanne, here's the option that you have. Would you like to set the scenario to put me on the hot seat, like put me on the spot? I don't think there's actually a spot or a hot seat, but people refer to it that way, just like you and Tom just were, where I would have to go from hello to yes as somebody about anything in the world. So would you like to set that scenario for me?
Is there another option? Yes, of course.
Yeah, but I'm the one that's got to get the yes, right? But it's the only caveat is that it's integrous. So we're not selling swampland in London. We're not pitching, $1 million to $100 million Bitcoin investments. We're not doing that. It's integrous, yes. So if you would like, who would you like me to be?
All right. And if you could clarify a little bit more, I'm so sorry. You said integrous, yes?
Yeah. So meaning it's what you do. I could be a financial services provider. I could be raising money for charity. It's authentic. It's real. It's not where we're pressuring somebody to do something that's not for them. So any scenario, people have asked me to be the president of the United States, having to align Congress with something. I've been, a lemonade salesperson on a hot day, like anything that works. Yeah.
No bribery.
Let's go ahead and do helping an investment company that is helping with orphan children in Sierra Leone.
Okay, so I'm helping raise money for a charity helping children? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And who would you like me to be communicating with about this?
Let's say you're communicating with, let's say a cold prospect. Let's say someone you don't know. Let's say it's someone that is somebody who likes to invest in different properties. So you're just kind of not properties, I'm sorry, in different communities. So let's just say this is somebody that caught your attention. They're kind-hearted, they have a good soul, and you know that this is a good cause.
Awesome. And this is charitable, correct?
Yes, charitable.
Okay. Would you like to be that person and I'm going from hello to yes with you, or would you like it to be one of the other fine folks here?
Let's do me.
All right. Here we go. All right. So, hey, Jeanne, how are you?
Hello, Sean. Yes, I believe we met 2 weeks ago, correct?
We did. And thank you so much for being on The Real Raw. I really appreciate you, what you're up to. And thank you for giving me 3 minutes. I know you're super busy.
No worries, of course.
Yeah. So, Jeanne, what I was super impressed by was your communication skill set, your presence, your awareness that you were here and wanting to go somewhere for sure. But where's that somewhere? What's your vision? What's your why? What's the whole thing? And I don't mean like, yeah, you want to help people. Like, if you could give me a bit more color than that. Why do you do what you do?
Absolutely. I know right now me and my fiance are focusing on opening a private school for individuals to definitely look further in how we're coming and training individuals. I believe it definitely starts in the home. And unfortunately, I don't think that we're getting the education that we deserve. And I don't mean just knowledge, I mean life skills. So we want to make sure that we kind of have a farm on our private school. We want to have a private school. That's really what it comes down to.
Wow. And you want to have a private school, I'm hearing, for deeper training,
yes,
impact, and what do you
higher education.
And what do you think's missing? Something's missing, and why do you want to fill it?
I just believe that, again, as I said, it definitely comes and starts in the home. I believe a lot of families are not getting that foundation and that base that they definitely deserve. And I think that there's not enough individuals teaching the proper values. And what are proper values? It's different to everybody.
Well, appreciating that in a huge way. And so I'm hearing impact, I'm hearing love and caring. And if everything goes amazingly with the private school, with your financial company, what's the legacy? What's the legacy that you, Jeanne, want to leave?
Definitely that school and making sure that I have impacted the next generation, right? A wise man plans for his children's children. I don't want to just plan for mine. I want to make sure that the world has a better future. So that's the legacy.
Present to it. And I know we're down to like the final minute or so. And what I'm going to propose to you is something to see if there's some resonance. And if there is, I'm going to ask for 30 minutes to chat more. If there's not, that's completely cool. Is that fair?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Jeanne, one of the things that I do is I create unique dynamics in the space of acceleration and impact. And that applies to traditional business. It also applies to accelerating in contribution. The last 4 times I've spoken, I've had the unique privilege of raising $3.4 million for charity. And in none of those events was it a charitable gala or fundraiser. These were events and dynamics where people were and they were coming to hear real estate knowledge. One was Tony Robbins for Tony Robbins' birthday. There's a Plaid event in finance in Idaho, and a couple of others that people truly were there to learn, and no idea that there's going to be a conversation about contribution. I think in with regard to your school or any impact in the world, a project of mine is thinking of people overseas, and in fact in Sierra Leone, and the same type of impact that you're looking to make here, we're looking to make there. And I think there's some huge intersections. And the value I want to add is not, to me, the mistake that so many beautiful organizations and contribution make, which is to tell a wonderful story about a big problem in the world. The challenge is people get engaged, and a lot of times, like, it's kind of like a car accident or something sad, and they want to avoid it as much as possible. And it's really challenging to hold space with people just because there's a great cause. People are so often motivated by what's there for them. It's not a bad thing. It's just what is. So in the space of contribution and raising funds, one of the things that we talk about a ton about, is how do you unpack value together? So if you give me half an hour, I think I have an idea of how we could raise money for Sierra Leone, for your school, and in fact, generate more clients for your business directly, and potentially even recruit people to your firm. And all of it is in complete integrity. But the key, in case you're like, what are we going to talk about? What we're going to talk about is, how do you give value to people to come together? And in these fundraising dynamics, the component of human significance, where it's not like an anonymous, hey, would you like to make a donation? Where you bring people together, you're training on something relevant to them, and then there's some potential opportunity for them to step into their contribution, into their heart, to be a hero, and to be recognized as such in the room and beyond. So if there's any resonance, I'd love to spend half an hour chatting about it. How does that sound to you?
Well, your values, Sean, sound like they align 100%, because we're all about how much value and knowledge can we bring to our community and to our world. So I would love to sit down with you a little bit further. I'm always interested in learning more about how we can help and aid into our world.
Amazing. Out of roll. All right, Gian, how did that feel for you?
It was fantastic. Thank you so much. I loved it. It felt very heartfelt.
No, I appreciate that. And Tom, how did that resonate or not for you?
That directly resonated with me, Sean, because I was at that event and you did exactly what you just said.
I'm forgetting like that. I am forgetting.
Yeah.
That was me ending up on stage, there doing the donation. So.
Oh my gosh! And didn't you raise like 700,000 plus at that event?
No, it was 400,000 at the Chris Crone event, and it was 700,000 at the event in Key West a few weeks before. But it was really per person about the same, because there was less people in the Chris Crone event, and Tom and some other incredibly generous people stepped up hugely to rescue children from sex trafficking, as well as to support people from the American Foundation for the Blind. So Tom, I acknowledge you again, and I'm immensely grateful.
Absolutely. And thank you for motivating us all to participate. That was very life-changing for me. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. So let's do this. Judges, let's step in and reverse who's giving feedback to whom. And so in this round, let us begin with Joe and Joe again, but this time let's give some feedback to Tom. So let's go healthcare, Joe. What did you have for Tom?
Hey, Tom. So, buddy, I wrote a couple of notes down this time as well. I think the main takeaway that I got this time was to make this work with Gina would be, you would have to share testimonials, or you would have to share something with her that would make her, because she didn't sound confident when she responded back to you saying, oh, this is your first time. So it was we lost the confidence, right? And I think confidence is the key when you're telling somebody about a project or an investment, and you want to be very confident when you're coming across that, this is something you're putting your own money into, which you did say. You did say, hey, I'm excited about this myself. But that's the thing we to get across is confidence in what you're saying. That was my takeaway. and the clarity. I know there was some issues with clarity at the end of that where you weren't sure what the investment is. And I know we're just role playing, so you're just trying to make it up. But if we just made it up off the top of your head and just said, all right, it's $10 down and $5 for every month going forward. It's just practicing that clarity of just saying it and just make the numbers as outrageous as possible and just you get comfortable saying it. That's all. Your score, I would say, is I'll give you an 8 out of 10 on that.
No, awesome. Thank you, Joe, for that. And Joe, how was your time with us on the Real Raw today?
It was awesome. Thank you. This is I love listening to role play, and you kind of it's like, and look, I give everyone that participated a lot of credit because it takes a lot of to just sit there and other people say it from love and from past experiences. So we've all been there.
Oh, well, thank you, Joe. Really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
And Joe, what do you have for Tom?
First off, Tom, I can tell you're passionate about it. You know what I mean? And passion is the first step to confidence. And so I think honestly, if you just upped your confidence in your sale, man, you're going to do 10 times better. Because when she asked you back to what she asked you the price, you kind of danced around it. And personally, if somebody danced around, what's it going to cost me? Then I'd be like, I'm out. You know what I mean? Because that just kills the entire sales for me. Just kind of personally. But honestly, to tell you the truth, I can tell you love it. You're enjoying yourself. You're doing something that's important to you. So that's awesome, man. Because that's the first step to getting confident. But now just focus in, learn your product 100%, and I think you're good to go, man. I'd give you a 8.5 out of 10. So,
nice. Wow. Great.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Great feedback. Appreciate you. And how was your time on the Real Raw with us today?
Yeah, I liked it. I'd actually like to do the other side another time. So kind of get feedback on what I do. So that was valuable to watch Gina and Tom kind of go through it and have other people feedback on what they're saying.
Yeah, well, amen to that, Joe. I had the unique privilege of, and I think if anything demonstrates the exponentiality of influence, this does. So I had the unique privilege of having the largest jury verdict in the last decade in the state of Arizona in a federal trial in a business breakup case, breach of fiduciary duty. And our last mock trial, well, what was to be our mock trial, where the jury thought it was real, a few weeks before the federal trial began, we received a $3 million, $4 million, $5 million verdicts from 3 different juries, $4 million average. Our entire team said, we cannot do another one. I'm like, we're doing another one. We have to do another one. That's not going to cut it. That's not the way this has to end. We're not ready. And they're like, we have all this to do. There's like 2,000 exhibits, completely crazy. They had 10 people from my team, working on this. I said, no, we're doing another one. And the jury verdict consulting firm was screaming up and down saying it's crazy, like it's not going to work and all these things. And the second round in the mock trial, we got a result of 17, 27, and 37 million for $27 million average, which is about 7 times the first average, with innovations over a 2-week period in our communication. 7x, 4 million to 7 million, right? 4 million to 27 million. At trial, we got $27.625 million. So the micro distinctions of innovation and influence in singular situations, but also compounding over time, cannot possibly be overstated. It's compound on compound on compound. So I completely agree, Joe, and thanks for being here today.
Hey, thank you, Sean.
Thank you. Let's go with Todd. Todd, please, what do you have for GN?
Thanks. So GN, I thought you came off super competent and also like you were really part of her team or wanting to be part of her team, which I thought was really great. In terms of a couple things you can work on, the phrase "I can give you guarantees" is a sort of wishy-washy thing from a compliance purpose, but that's a lawyer thing. I can't turn it off all the time. But the thing I really thought was helpful, at the very beginning of the first call, you were familiar with her, like, girl, I knew it was you, that kind of thing. Whereas right after that, it stopped. It went from Ms. Jekyll to Dr. Money, right? And Dr. Money was kind of robotic and just like clearly knew everything there was to know, but the familiarity there was gone. I think that you can go down the funnel into a deeper trust with her throughout the interactions if you were to turn the familiarity back on just a couple of times throughout, just so she understands, oh yeah, this is a friend, I can trust her.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Todd.
Excellent. And your score is?
I mean, I still score you a 9. You did an excellent job. I'm just nitpicking at this point, but it's just something that I thought might be helpful.
Awesome.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. How was your time here today?
So phenomenal. I actually did not know what to expect full on. I know that we had kind of a different show planned, and then I got popped on this one, which was awesome, and it was an honorable experience. So I love learning and I love growing, and any way that I could learn to adjust to bring more value is a great way. So it was a great experience. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you. And Todd, how about yourself? How'd you enjoy today?
Oh, I thought it was a ton of fun. I think Tom and Jan have a lot to offer, as people and also as, participants in the marketplace. I really enjoyed learning more about everybody and connecting with you all, and honestly learned a little bit myself. So thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you, Todd. Jeff, final judging. What'd you have for Jan, please?
I think you did a great job. The one comment really that I would make, the one thing to improve is that theory of price was out there. What is this going to cost me? And I sensed that was a question. It was kind of a discussion with Tom to some extent. The actual words came out of Gina's mouth. But I think when you get some professional services like you have, there's always going to be that question in someone's head of what's it going to cost. And I think the big difference becomes, so she wants me to meet with her, but I don't know what it costs. And a family member might ask, what will it cost, et cetera. I think that's one thing you want to incorporate, whether specific or probably maybe a little broader, but just to give someone a feel for what's it going to be. It's not going to get sprung on me. We have an appointment, we get all this information, then, oh, by the way, here's your bill. You kind of want to have the customer have the reasonable expectation of where are we going, or is it something I'm going to be comfortable with, even if it's not a nailed down thing at that point. So other than that, terrific job. I would give it a 9.
Nice. Well, appreciate you, Jeff, as well. And how'd you enjoy the Real Raw?
I like it. I'm one that when I do my work, I do a lot of landlord-tenant litigation, which means I do a lot of small trials. I equate it to the TV show MASH. You get in there, you just try your case, you do it in an afternoon, you get done with it. It's not a big preparation. And people don't understand the subtleties about when you're in person, when someone sees someone, and when you talk about the incremental differences in doing something. I'm a big proponent of that. I think that, and you have to try things out, because to talk about it ad infinitum doesn't necessarily get the job done. But when you turn around and you go and you actually role play, you see what works, what doesn't work, you're sometimes surprised, and then you can implement that from there.
Yeah, I'll make you a bet with the amount of volume that you do, that you're better than 99.999% of attorneys in this country at being inside of a courtroom, because of your deep practice and clearly the specificity of your mindset around it. I could feel it.
I appreciate it. And I tell you, this is the one thing I keep arguing with the government in New York of let the courts open again, let people go and do their thing and talk and negotiate, communicate. It's the biggest crime that's going on. And people are genuinely interested in doing the right thing for others, but the government hasn't let us do that for a while.
I hear you, brother. My heart's there. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tom, how was it for you as we approach final?
This was great. I really appreciate everyone's time. I got a lot out of the role play. Thank you for the feedback. I really feel like I can take that on board and really improve over time. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate you. And thank you for being here. Gina Ricci, great job today. Final, my friend.
Thank you, Sean Calgie. Thank you, everyone, honestly, for stepping in and doing this. There's so much to unpack here, Sean, and this formula is changing lives and causing so much impact. And, every one of you, I think, you're going to be, you have a follow-up call. And I think maybe, Todd, I'm going to connect with you after this. So you guys sharing what this has been for you, it so helps us rise in the show, rise in our mastery, and also really want to hear more about each and every one of you, but also every Monday night, we have an incredible opportunity where we have this real raw conversations with Sean, where Sean is unpacking so more value, I think, than anything you probably ever experienced. And that's just what it's been. It was off the charts the other night. And if you want to be a part of that, actually, we're replaying Monday night tonight. We're doing a replay of Monday night where Sean, it was extraordinary. And I know you are not, I know you stand for everyone, for growth, for impact. It is not you. You cause influence. You cause integrous influence through your formula. And so he's going to unpack the formula that is scaling and growing, accelerating businesses. And I invite every one of you to be a part of that. So if you like that, please, I would like to hear you. Who would like to be a part of that? we can have you. You can come onto the replay.
Yeah, thank you, G.
Yeah.
And for everybody, listen, it's if you're in a place where you want more, right? You want to raise revenues, you want to leverage time, you want to have more magic and impact. Like that's what it's about. If not, like definitely not the right space for you. Immensely grateful for you guys being here. Really appreciate it. It was a fun day, an eclectic group of people from left coast to right coast. Appreciate all of it. Gina, love you to no end for everything that you do and for all your heart. And we're just here to help people see that influence is in fact a superpower. Knowing what to do with it creates exponential differences in your money, time, and magic. And it's a whole lot of fun. So we love you guys and we thank you for being here and have a beautiful rest of this extraordinary Buy Wednesday. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
So much, Sean and Gina.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.